Alright, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? If this is your first time on the channel, then welcome, and if it's not, then welcome back. So today, we're getting serious. I'm putting on my reviewer glasses and doing a review of Norton's antivirus software to see if it holds up under scrutiny. In terms of what it offers, you get a lot of variety with Norton and at the highest possible standards in the industry, but it does come at a price that may turn some people away from it. Even then though, I think that when you consider Norton's dedication to safety and their nuanced way of delivering it to you, you begin to see why it's priced the way it is. And with that being said, if at any point throughout the video you want to try out Norton for yourself, then you can click the link down in the description below to access a free 7-day trial of any Norton product that is not readily available anywhere else. Now, Norton's been around for a while now, in one form or another. It started out as an independent company named Peter Norton Computing, but was eventually acquired by Symantec, now named Gen Digital, in 1990 because of Norton's various DOS utilities, but it wasn't actually involved with the antivirus game until early 1991 when they launched Norton Antivirus 1.0 for PC and compatible computers. As a side note, I really wonder if the Commodore 64 was able to run this. If you guys know in the comments, do let me know because I am very intrigued. And so ever since the Antivirus 1.0, Norton has been constantly developing and fine-tuning its antivirus capabilities to keep up with the ever-changing landscape of the internet and the demands of different devices. And on my device, you see a variety of offers available that highlight the features that Norton provides. Now, I've heard people say that they're expensive, but when you take a look at what some other vendors are providing, they're actually on par with the rest of the industry. I would also argue that Norton has made a great effort to include discounts on all of their products, so it gives them a sizable advantage for the package they provide. Not to mention the free trials they offer and 60-day money-back guarantee if you end up not liking the product. You can even try the most feature-filled package for just $10 a month, which is honestly what I'd recommend because it covers up to 10 devices, you have parental control if you need it, and plenty of cloud backup. So really, you're getting a lot and the risk is low. It's also super consumer friendly because the download process is a breeze and doesn't require you to sell your soul with a bunch of user agreements and gobbledygook that you might not be so sure about. It's to the point and you get your hands on it immediately, which is probably the best tagline I can give it: discreet and immediate. Once you input your activation key, you're ready to go. You also have a lot of freedom when it comes to customizing things to your liking. Scans can be scheduled automatically, and you can even choose which particular file you do or don't want to include. In that same vein, it's not going to spam you with notifications if you don't want it to. It can either be like a clingy girlfriend where it reminds you of every ad, attack, and virus it comes by, and generally everything you've ever done wrong. This is not a personal anecdote, by the way. Or it can be nonchalant where you're only notified of serious concerns that it needs you to handle directly. And when it comes to something like scanning your computer, you have so many options that can range from a surface level quick scan or the power eraser, which is the most aggressive scanner that leaves no nook and cranny untouched. However, with all of this comes a lot of detail. So you have to know where to go, which tab to click on, as well as the subsection to be able to customize the settings to your own liking, which can be a bit confusing. At the start, you'll be thinking, what's a quarantine file? Why is it there? And how do I get my vaccine for it? But Norton knows this, okay? They're human as well. Or I assume. So you can go to Device Security, click on Help, and have access to a whole plethora of video tutorials that answer every question under the sun. We also have video tutorials, by the way, so if you want to check those out, I will leave the links to that down below. Or you can run a diagnostics report on your computer and Norton will find what's wrong and direct you to the right place to resolve it, so it definitely improves our quality of life. Well, at least with the software. In real life, I guess we've all got to figure that one out ourselves. It's also really efficient in how it runs and delivers the necessary information to you. The handiest tool that I found was actually the way Norton improves my computer's performance. I needed this especially because my PC is entering pensioner stage, well, at least in terms of PC years. So finding out that the performance section can optimize my disk space so I could download pictures I'm never going to look at again really helped me out. It also helped me realize that I also have an additional 1 terabyte of disk space, which helped me out considering that I didn't know that and I've had this computer for 2 years. So yeah, make your jokes, laugh at me, I'm still the winner here. Not to mention the file cleanup that clears up the temporary files from Chrome or Explorer that you might not even know were there. I also found it an absolute saving grace when I learned that I can slow down Steam from booting up allowing some delay before it starts, which saved me years of my life, because if you have Steam or Spotify and Discord, you know how long that takes your computer to boot up. And it helps that Norton itself isn't resource intensive, because if you look at the graph, Norton barely uses up any of my CPU or memory and typically fluctuates between 1 to 5% on average. So whatever they're cooking up at Norton for it to barely be noticeable, it's pretty great. Speaking of graphs actually, there's a lot of different ways for you to see what Norton is doing behind the scenes. There's Live Update first of all, that makes sure all your software is up to date so that you're not running an old version of something that can leave you vulnerable to viruses and malware. Then the Report Card feature tells you what it's been doing and logs every scan, cleanup, backup, and breakup that it's been doing in the meantime. Like, it's hard to fathom that this many files have been scanned in the past little while. Just putting into perspective how much Norton is doing for you in the background. You can also keep tabs on your security history that has records of the app's activity, whether it's things that it's done by itself or manual tasks done by you. In the quarantine section that I mentioned earlier, Norton encrypts any virus that it finds to make sure it cannot infect anything else. And then you can deal with it accordingly, showing just how careful it really is. But Norton isn't just focused on protecting your system. In fact, it has a few options of how you can keep yourself safe when browsing the web as well. SafeCam gives you the option to determine what has access to your camera and make sure nobody is peeping on your privacy. When you go online, the Norton Safe Web Browser extension that you can download has your back as well, telling you whether a site poses a risk to you. Here you can see that the Norton site is safe, and then this random UN website is risky, giving you a brief idea of how it functions. And for those parents out there, this isn't even scratching the surface of the parental controls that you have available to you. From the startup menu, you'll be taken to another browser that allows you to add your kids to it and adjust the restriction level depending on how old they are, and then install the parental controls on whatever device is needed, generally allowing you to keep track of what they're doing online, set limits, and act accordingly basically. However, one minor con that I have about Norton is that there's a lot of hyperlinks that take you to other tabs, and it's basically got you going all over the place, such as setting up the parental controls, which we've just seen, or password manager, which makes you install yet another thing, so it can be quite jarring. Not to mention that certain features like this driver updater that I have here requires quite a pricey subscription. It's about $44 American. I'm not quite sure why it's in Canadian dollars, but again, you can try it out for 60 days with a 15-day reminder before payment, and then it's billed at about $37 US, so they're still reasonable if you don't know that you're certain about it. However, with all that being said, I still firmly believe that what Norton has on offer here strikes the best balance between price, security, and the efficiency of the features it provides. Like I mentioned, there are plenty of discounts that you can use to lighten the load on your wallet, such as the 7-day free trial that you can still and only find in the description below. Not even Indiana Jones can uncover this one, so it's not necessary to overspend if you don't want to. I definitely recommend it because it's easy to use and you have access to resources that can specifically help you. And we've also got videos to help you understand Norton Antivirus, which we'll have the links to down below. So if you like what we do here and want to help us out, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on future uploads, and check out the like button to help get this video to people who also need it. As for now, that's all from me. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and until next time, take it easy.